brofist to you all, for it is Friday and I am gloriously back in my glorious rat-infested hellhole. Say hello to Mr. Squeakers himself. There he is. I am back from Germany after a flaccid ending to what could have been one of the greatest Race to World firsts of all time. Of course, by me not being happy with the ending, it means I hate Team Liquid. It's the only possible justification for that opinion. That is seemingly the narrative that's flying around. But woe betide. Woe betide. A little bit sad to see such a lame ending to what could have been spectacular and amazing and all that. But whatever. It's behind us. We're moving forward. And that's what matters to us. Because why? We're here on a Friday to celebrate some drama time, and I have amazing news for those of you listening out there. Not to do a long, drawn-out intro, but on Wednesday, I have been given the opportunity to take off to that London, where I am going to be sitting down with Mr. Soken himself, the wonderful composer of some of your favorite music in the world. I will be going down to Square Enix down in London. I'll be spending some time there, hopefully filming some stuff and getting some behind the scenes for you guys. And of course, meeting and sitting with Mr. Soken himself. I'm super excited for it. It's going to be awesome. And then on Thursday and Friday, I'm going to be hosting a big event that will be on YouTube. It will not be live streamed. So I'll be back Monday, and then there's nothing on the calendar forever. Yes, of course. Yes, Lahi. But more importantly, the only interaction I've ever had with Soken, despite being in the same building as him, is him finding my Honeybee Lovely picture on Twitter. So I'm sure that will come up, and maybe I can get him to sign our Honeybee Lovely outfit. Maybe that could be a thing that we could do to have some fun. But on top of that, also, our entire stream today has been sponsored by AMD. Although, despite the fact they didn't ask us to play anything, they didn't ask us to do anything, they just wanted us to make you aware that their super awesome mega processor is now out. The X3Ds, the new ones, the 9950 X3D is now available. So I just want to give a shout out to them for being awesome and their processor storming the charts if you haven't checked it. So if you're looking for a PC upgrade, especially for gaming, it's out there. It's phenomenal. We use X3Ds here for gaming. They're the best. They're the absolute best. And you can just see that on the charts. So big shout outs to them. They have that sweet V-Cache. So it goes super, super fast. Connecting all your stuff. Way better than other processors that might be available. And cool software. AMD CPUs have been Giga Chad for years. Especially if you're doing gaming and productivity. That is the main point of the 9950 X3D. So if you're looking for a new CPU, you're in the market and you want the beast, 9950 X3D is the play. But now that we're here, I am in a bad mood because we've been playing Undertale this week and we're on our genocide run, and there's a boss called Comic Sans that is actually just a jerk, and I just got royally screwed. Bex, insert the clip here of me getting screwed over completely, and now I have to wait till Monday till I can fight him again. But that's okay, because I can take out my anger and hatred on you guys, you glorious people who send in stories from around the world and have done for over a decade, week on week, to send in tales for us to have a wonderful Friday with. And wherever you are right now listening to this, whether you're our gorgeous live stream who is joining us today, who raises their gavels high, or whether you're in your car on your way to work or undergoing some procedure. I know many people who are going through things like cancer treatments and chemo and all sorts of elongated things. And in fact, we had a report today of a wonderful member of our community whose daughter was born, and while waiting for their wife to finally stop dragging out pregnancy, you know what I mean, fellas, where they make a meal out of it, it's like a drama, it goes on for hours, and you're just like, fuck me, this is kind of boring now. While all that was going on, spent the time listening to Drama Time in order to enjoy it. So, you know, yeah, classic fucking women, just like, oh, it hurts, it hurts. I mean, have you had to shave every day? Kind of rough, you know. It's not all one-sided, that's all I'm saying. So if you have a story to tell, I'm sure all of you have encountered some craziness in your life of MMO gaming, you should send it to us. Just take a time. It doesn't matter how you send it in. And to drama@preachgaming.com. I've got 3 stories in front of me. We've got husbands and wives are back and looking for our opinion on their actions. But I kind of want to destroy a guild first. I mean, no, that's the wrong way to put that. How else do I word this? I don't know. Let's find out. I have no other way to word it, so I'll go with what I said. We'll stick with that. The Legacy. Nice title. Of a Guild. Okay, the Legacy of a Guild. Interesting. And we need 4 names for this, what will be taken from our glorious website supporters. We are going to have, not Sans, Alvedon. Alvedon. Adrian. Uh-oh. Adrian's back after many years. Had a wonderful tree last I remember. Oh, is it Sial? Uh-oh. Is this Sial? I think it is. And Simple Turtle. Your guild died overnight? Oh, everything just got deleted. That's weird. Why did that happen? Let me type again. Alvedon, Adrian, Sial, and Simple Turtle. And we're good. There we go. That was weird. I must have fat-fingered something on my little keyboard. That's okay. All right, let's have some fun, guys. Let's send us into the weekend with a smile, hopefully, or perhaps with some warnings or red flags, or maybe something wholesome in our heart. You know, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Hello, preacher! And hello to the wonderful listeners of this show. Mike, I do not require judgment. No verdict will be seen here today. And the triumphs and the failures I have experienced are the best memories I've ever had. I wish to share with you a tale of a small smattering of people that once called themselves a guild. So is this guild already dead? Nice. They spanned 3 expansions. Great friends. And of course, along the way, some not so great friends. I figured that I would write this out while I am farming the Breeze Biter Mount. I have no idea what that is. As I've been meaning to do this for a while, and I can't recall any other thing in my life that has ever had as many ups and downs as an MMO guild. Ah. Yes, the trials and tribulations of gamers. Mike, I'm going to begin with you with a horror show. This tale that I'm about to weave for you all this fine day begins not in the fondest of places. Yes, it begins when the shadows fell and the darkness clouded the land. We're in the Shadowlands. You may be thinking to yourself that nothing good can come from that expansion, and you would be correct for the most part. I wish to take a moment here to salute all my brothers who played through Shadowlands and had to experience Korthia. May our lives be better ever forward. Which one was Korthia? Was Korthia the lost city that wasn't that lost? And it didn't have much going on for it, mystery-wise? I think that was the last one I PTR tested. And I think I made several videos saying we're just waiting for the lost city to appear. It's got to be here somewhere. And it never did come. It never did come. I think that's that one. Okay. Yeah, it was the revamped Maw. That was it. When they got rid of that eye thing that was kicking you out and all that kind of... Oh my God. Do you remember the limited time you could spend in the Maw before the Maw became too dangerous to be in? Do you remember? Do you remember how horrifying it was to be in the Maw? Terror. Yeah, what a horror. What a horror that was. But for all the wrong reasons, maybe. Mikey, we begin when the real world, as we know it, was going through some things, to say the least. Was Korthia during COVID? Dude, that's rough. Was Korthia COVID? Jesus Christ, that's grim. No wonder everybody went over to 14, man. That's fucking grim. You had COVID outside and the Maw inside. Jesus. Damn. Damn. And due to a number of IRL reasons, I decided that even though I lived in the best country in the world, the United Kingdom, I'm sorry to say, I believe in the recent poll, we ranked 17th in the places to live. I think we're somewhere behind Croatia at the moment. Yeah, it's something like that. We're like 17th, I think, now. We've dropped down a few. Not bad. You see, that's our problem as British people. We hear we're 17th and we're like, all right, there's loads of countries in the world. There's what, like 200 plus? Not bad. Not bad. That's all right. That's okay. America is... I can't remember where America placed. I think America might be like higher, but it depends on your state. So, I mean, I'm not throwing shade at Team USA here, but there are some states that are considered to be almost third world, and then there's like California and Manhattan and New York and shit like that, which are very first world, and then there's other states which are considered to be like third world. So it's a bit... All I can tell you is the UK yesterday put travel advisory for the first time like ever on the USA for English people going to America. So, I don't know what to tell you, man. We're now getting, like, warnings about going to the USA. That happened yesterday. It was very weird. It was like, oh, shit, I kind of have to go to the America quite a lot. That's a little concerning. But either way, I think Germany did too. Like, a few European countries were like, hey, you guys should maybe avoid going to the US for a while. I'm like, okay. A little spooky. Either way, let's not get into politics. Let's laugh at the author. For some IRL reasons, I decided it was time to move over to NA despite living in the UK. To make it simple, I struggle with people and I get sensory overload very easily. Shout outs to our audience who also suffer with this. I don't, so it's very hard for me to be empathetic about it. But I can tell you the last PreachCon, people who do struggle with sensory overload, despite joining us at a very active biker bar nightclub, all created an area for themselves where they could go and like decompress for a few minutes, and then they were like tagging each other in so they could enjoy the night. Shout outs to my brothers and sisters who took great care of each other at PreachCon to make sure that was not something that anybody was struggling with alone. Massive shout outs to those guys. Yeah, it was sick. They like sorted themselves out. Didn't like come to me to like sort it out. They were like, yep, no problem. We're like gonna have this area. I just hate people. That comes through. It was really lovely. They were all just like taking care. Everybody who had those issues was taking care of each other, making sure everybody had a good time. It was awesome, and they all survived the whole night. Now, Mike, this is going to become relevant much later in the story. Okay, I was extremely active on one of the class discords. I already hate you. You're the fucking guy when I go to like one of the discords to see the latest info on the class or whatever, or any tricks, and it's just full of fucking like Moonkin chat. Oh, like who fucking cares? Like, well, you know what I mean? I'm gonna flappy down to the shops later and buy myself some fucking oats or whatever. Like, shut the fuck up. We're all here to learn about... I just want a fucking up-to-date situation on the rotation. That's what I'm after. Fucking... Oh god, Mage Discord. Mage Discord. Top tier tech. Have you spammed your jump button during combust? It's really cool. Yeah, I'm kind of elite now. Whatever. I was very... Oh, no. Now, you may laugh at me for being active in the class Discord, but even worse... Okay, let me put this to our audience who knows a bit about World of Warcraft. What is the, like, least interesting class Discord that exists? Not role, class. What do you think? What's like top? Which is the one that you... It's like the immediate answer. Demon Hunter. I love that it was the very first response. It's Demon Hunter. Yeah, the Demon Hunter is taking shit all serious. So I press the fucking hunt and then I spam and then ability and then I go blur with my eye beam. I was so active in the Demon Hunter Discord that I started making good friends on it. I just want to say there's another warning. This is not a good omen. One of the people that I met on the Demon Hunter Discord... What's the Demon Hunter Discord called? I've got it on my Discord list. I can't remember. Whatever. Was Adrian. Now, Adrian was making a guild. And Adrian believed that I would be a good match for what he was building. Because, of course, on the class Discord, I had linked my logs. And what makes this weird is I wasn't really playing my Demon Hunter. Instead, he had noticed that I had a priest and that I was pretty good on that. Get absolutely fucked. Get absolutely fucked. Okay. Wanting a guild, I accepted and I joined and then began the adventures of... Oh, what are we calling this guild? Yeah, Bex hasn't requested a name. What are we calling a guild that is spawned from the Demon Hunter Discord? Let's think of a name. The Daredevils? Ooh, I kind of like that. Yeah, you got Flaccid Blizzard. The Fellhammerers. Angel Bane. Oh, I'm going with that. Angel Bane. Oh. Oh, God, I could smell the Warglaves. I could smell the Warglaves in our new guild, Angel Bane. I accepted and joined, and thus began the adventures of Angel Bane. But one thing I learned is that Adrian, she wasn't in fact the guild master. The guild master title was to fall to Alvadon. As a priest, I reached out to Alvadon before the first raid and asked how they wanted to manage priests. What is the bane of your life, my friends? What is something so annoying that you literally have to coordinate it before your very first raid? There it is, yes. I reached out to find out how they wanted to manage power infusion. One day, priests, it'll be gone. Trust, guys. One day it'll be over. Freedom will be yours. They seemed like a nice enough guy and told me to use it how I see fit. Okay. Oh God. Showing favoritism, are we? We formed a fairly good relationship, which is always nice to have with your raid leader. The first raid of the Shadowlands, as many of you will remember, was the Castle of Narthria. We did okay. The first week or two, some of the bosses were unbelievably tuned. In particular, Huntsman's comes to mind as being super overtuned. Was it? I don't remember that. I was in a really good guild at the time, though, so maybe it was. I recall us killing Shriekwing on Mythic. Not as fast as we wanted, but it was a new guild, and it had growing pains while we got used to things. That's okay, but I did get anxious. We hadn't killed good old Daddy Denathrius on Heroic yet. And with Huntsman in the state that it was, we did a few pulls and figured it wasn't worth pulling, and went back to Heroic to see if we could progress there. Can I ask you guys a question? One of the biggest debates that we had amongst our glorious caster team in the Race to World First, it was with about progression models. Is it reasonable that the final boss of Heroic should regularly be easier than the first boss of Mythic? I'm just going to throw that out there, and I'm going to move forward with the story, but I would like to gauge your thoughts on that, because it was a kind of large debate that we had for about 3 hours. It went on for ages. There was a lot of good back and forth. There's nuance to the discussion. There's nuance to it as to how you would perceive that. But it has become, it won't be this time, but semi-regular that the final boss of Heroic is often ignored by Heroic guilds, and they go and do some Mythic bosses first, which I find odd, but maybe not. We didn't get a final answer. Let me put it that way. Between the combined experience of like 300 years of WoW raiding, we did not come to a conclusion. Just to let you know, this was a debate, to be sure. If people started being pulled into it, raiders got... In fact, Mirez got shouted at and told never to go to the caster room again. That's actually a thing that happened, is Mirez got a yellow card and told he was not allowed to come to the caster room anymore because he kept getting involved in our debates on the little 5-minute breaks. Anyway, let's go back to this. I could be wrong, Mikey. It was many, many years ago. But I don't remember us getting past Phase 1 Heroic Denathrius. Ooh. P1 is just the room filling and the shared cleaves. I can see that. P1 Denathrius is not a joke. Yeah, I think that's fair. P1 Denathrius, dispelling with too many players, can be a bit of a pain in the ass. This boss just hard countered our fucking gameplay. We could not heal that damage that was going out. And the tank positioning in particular was not great. What do you mean? You just turn around. What does that mean? Running Denathrius into position was slow, and the positions that Alvedon wanted to get into for the soak felt really tight. Oh, did he have you all bundled against the wall or something? So you're all AoEing each other? Nice. And we constantly missed it, meaning we had to compensate and the damage was too much. Eventually, we stopped prog for the night when we got to the end of raid. And while we weren't happy with what had happened that night, we weren't angry enough to be upset. It was okay, I suppose. Some days pass. And I've logged in and was doing some twos with Adrian. As a Disc Priest, the best in slot trinket for me was from PvP, and is one of the reasons I hated World of Warcraft. It was a huge stat boost on the same cooldown as Spirit Shell. Praise be to the Spirit Shell. Hey, we've all been there. Every Mythic Raider has been there at some point. It's like, really? I have to do Arena? Go fuck yourself. No, but really, though, you do. God damn it. While doing twos with Adrian, they informed me of some gossip that was breaking out within the guild. Isn't this your first raid tier and the gossip's starting? Okay. Apparently, one of our tanks had quit. Interested, of course. Why? I ask. Very sudden. We're a pretty new guild. This is the start of the season. Our first raid. This is not ideal to lose our tank already. Adrian then began making some very bold claims, ladies and gentlemen. All of them involving our dear raid leader and guild master, Alvedon. I was told that our two guild tanks were very close. In fact, some might say too close. Adrian was telling me that accusations were happening about sexual harassment. Your tanks are having sexual harassment issues? What? Now, I was extremely alarmed by this because who wouldn't be hearing phrases like sexual harassment happening in the guild? Adrian told me it was nothing to worry about and we're just going to recruit another tank, but they weren't happy with how Alvedon had handled it. But here's the thing, Mike. I did worry. Because I'd just been told there was sexual harassment happening in the guild. Well done, you. Right, I see what you're saying, not to worry about it. But honestly, I am worried about it. So I'm not going to just let this slide. Yeah, there's some red cards going on here. I decided it would behoove me to do some due diligence on this matter. I decided I would reach out to the tank that had quit to find out what the hell had happened. It turned out that no sexual harassment had taken place at all. They had, in fact, got into a fairly unconventional relationship with Alvedon. Now, I know you're Boomer, Mike, so I'm really hoping your chat can explain this to you. Oh, God. If I was to describe this to you as it was put to me, Alvedon wanted to be the other tank's Discord kitten. What in the fuck is a Discord kitten? What does that mean? I genuinely have no idea. What is a Discord kitten? Okay, I'm not the only one here who's either full boomer or has never heard that. It's like our relationship. Fuck off, Isaac. You idiot. It's degeneracy to the maximum. Find a new guild. I'm too boomer for this. I don't get it. I'm boomer. Yeah, okay. None of us seem to get what it is, but some people are very upset. I assume it's like, okay, let's make, I'll Google it. I'll do it. I'll fucking take it on the chin. Discord kitten. My search history on my work PC is fucking foul. Okay, on Reddit from 3 years ago, what is a Discord kitten and when did it become a thing? Okay, 4 years ago, I will give credit here to Bordania, who commented on this. A Discord kitten is a sugar baby or e-boy and e-girl, if you offer them Discord Nitro or something, then they're your Discord kitten. What in the fuck? Is this somebody who pays for your Discord? I think the name comes from how cute kittens are and how they took up how they look up to their owner. And basically, the Discord kitten looks up to whoever would gift them Discord Nitro. Okay, from what I can tell, this may be from the people who are following people like Dream and are very into Minecraft, because this is the example and it makes very little sense to me. An ideal example of a Discord kitten is George Not Found, who's Quackity's Discord kitten. Although their jealous Dream is behind it because he considers Quackity to steal George away from him. Oh, I think that clears that up. Alternatively, somebody gives an alternative answer is that a Discord kitten is pretty much a pedophile that someone is preying on, which doesn't seem to apply here. And the other one is disgusting and pathetic dumb fucks who are being preyed on by disgusting and I think it basically means a bottom or something like that. It's getting worse. None of it. Thank you to AMD for sponsoring today's stream, by the way. Okay. Either way, let's move forward. Discord kitten. You are correct, Arthur, though. I am very much too boomer for any of this shit. Okay. What made it worse is the other tank was up for this agreement. They sent me a screenshot of their... Oh, no. Is it here? They sent me a screenshot of their DMs, and it was very weird. They told me that wasn't the reason they left, though. I want to be clear. It's not why I'm leaving the guild. This is going on, but I'm all right with that. Like, that's all right. That's not why I'm leaving. They told me they were leaving for a different reason, so I thank them for sharing this information with me. Okay, the screenshot is not here. I just had a quick scroll. It appears we do not have the screenshots. Arthur, though, if you want to send it, though, I mean, we're all kind of curious a little bit. Curiosity is the thing, right? Because this Discord kitten business, I don't know. Once I found this out, I went straight to Alvadon, the Guildmaster, after this, and informed him of what Adrian had told me. That I had checked with the other tank, and just letting him know that if they were trying to stir up some drama, saying there was some sexual harassment, this isn't the case. Alvadon was pissed. I remember Adrian trying to blame me, and Alvadon defending me, saying that I didn't want any that I had done what any sensible person should and checked with somebody making such allegations. Correct. It ended with Adrian no longer wanting to be in the guild and being removed. Goodbye, Adrian. Back to the Demon Hunter Discord you go. And while Alvadon felt very disheartened by everything that had happened and no longer wanted to play WoW. Jesus Christ, you totally killed this entire officer structure. And just like that, Angel Bane was dead. I know you didn't want judgment, but is this our author's fault? I don't think so. I think our author did the right thing. Yeah, I'm on our author's side here. Our author did the right thing. Like, wait a minute, what? Somebody's being fucking harassed in the guild? Yeah, I'm going to find out. No, that's not it. Some other people in the class Discord I was a part of... Oh my god, they're back. You went back to the Demon Hunter Discord? Jesus Christ. Other people in the Demon Hunter Discord I was a part of had noticed my logs and also invited me to their guild. I joined them and ended the season around World 280 or so. Good. So, Mike... I wish to take us now to Dragonflight, Season 1. I get a message in the pink from one of my former guild members from Angel Bane. I'll be honest, Mike. I don't think I'd ever spoken to this guy in my life. I didn't remember them at all. When the message arrived, I had zero clue as to who this person. Aw, that's really mean. I doubt I can remember everybody I've raided with, but I probably would if I saw their name. I'm pretty good with that stuff, but it is not nice when somebody whispers you and they're like, hey, dude, how's it going? You're like, I don't know. Who are you? They said they were getting the gang back together. I was confused given what had happened back in the day, but I just nodded my head. And after a few weeks of talking, everything they seemed to be doing was good. So I decided I would join. Especially as this time there was to be no Adrian and no Alvedon. I did tell them though that I was very busy and I wouldn't be able to raid until Season 2 of the expansion. I was more comfortable healing and helped out here and there when I was on. And with especially helping Sial. I think is Sial here. Is Sialku you? So I don't disrespect Sialku if that's a separate person. With the healing assignments with that Sialku was putting together. I stated plainly that while I would be okay helping with like assignments and things, don't make me an officer or anything like that because I just can't handle constant needs that being an officer entails, especially from other human beings. But I do love helping out, so if that's enough, that's fine. So, as a team, we settled into Sialku doing the healing assignments and me kind of checking them over if I wanted to. A few times I did the assignments when he asked me to due to him being busy, and it all worked out fine. We had a few hiccups as we progressed through Mythic Aberrus, but we're doing fine, you know. We had a group of people from Brazil join us, around 4 or 5 of them, and one of them was a healer for a top 20 guild at the time. When we got to Neltharion, they basically did the healing assignments for us, and they just copied what their guild had done and adjusted it for our setup. Very nice. Neltharion didn't go well. As some of you may know, this was Blizzard's attempt to get rid of weak auras, which led to the creation of macro weak auras. And I just want to put here that weak aura bosses fucking suck. We did kill it, and things seem to be going okay into Sarkareth. The healer from the top 20 guild that joined us decided to dip because they had applied to, well, a better guild. And he wanted to go there. Fair enough. I did some digging, and he did not in fact join the guild that he was telling us about, but joined some other random guild. Judging by what had happened at the time, I suspect that he did not want to do progress on Sarkareth with us that he'd already progged. And that's fair. Then why join the guild in the first place? He just wanted a guild as fast as possible. That's very normal for someone to show up from a good guild and just dip as soon as an actual better offer comes along. It's very normal. So we progressed, my friends. And over the course of the next few weeks, the other people from that group slowly started to dip away. Team Brazil was on the way out. We were facing a harder and harder boss each week, the roster boss. On top of that, we had a hunter who couldn't play on Sarkareth. For the simple reason is in 56 pulls, he had never made it out of phase 1 alive. Jesus. Just not clearing his debuffs? By having this hunter in the raid, we were essentially playing without a battle res every single attempt. The weird thing is, once he was benched, as he had turned up for every progress raid, he complained and ranted at us. I remember our guild master at the time just said, when you get good, we'll play you. And then he shut up. That's really mean, but true. That is really... That's not the answer you want, right, when you get benched. It's like, you're just bad, is unfortunately the truth. Is you're just really, really bad. Okay. All right. I mean, I guess. Get wrecked a little bit. So we moved forward, and on one night we had gotten to P2 fairly regularly, but still would be wiping on P1 often. Sialku died out of nowhere and his mic lit up in Discord. Nah, fam! These holes is bullshit! I was nowhere near one! I don't even know how I fucking died! Unfortunately, Sial was streaming. So one of our evokers in the guild went and took a little lucky look at his stream. And thus became one of the best memes from the guild. At 2 minutes and 2, Sialku walked directly into a hole in front of him. The evoker spent the 3 hours after the raid making a animated slideshow presentation to present to us before the next raid. That's fucking awesome. That's really funny. He had a little animated evoker with a pointing stick, and the finale of the slideshow, which went on for about 45 seconds, was, and thus, as we can all see, at 2 minutes and 2, Sialku dies in the hole. For the next however long I have known Sialku, regularly when he died, every single person would say, and thus, at 2 minutes and 2, Sialku dies. It never left our guild. What made it better is after that comment was said so much in the guild, some people went and put together a 1 hour lo-fi mix with just the visual of Sialku falling into the hole. It sounds like Loz. Oh, that sounds very bald, fat and ugly. Yeah, you've got to take the memery to the next level, or what are we even doing together? At this point, we were playing people from outside of the guild, which upset the hunter who was still benched as we were taking pugs over him. He never left the guild, but he did complain endlessly that non-guildies were taken to the raid over him. But I tell you now, Mike, he has never, ever lived a single phase 1 ever. Why aren't you just kicking him? Or, like, removing him from the raid team, like, full time? Like, it's a little unfair not to at that point to be like, look, we're not going to bring you to the raids anymore. So you can stay in the guild as a friend or whatever, but we're not. For the memes, I mean, it's kind of, I mean, they're both at fault. That guy should leave also, right? If you're in that situation, instead of hoping that one day they'll change their minds. Either way. Our Holy Pally, who had given us excuses for being late to the raid and having to leave early and that they had work on both ends of our raid time. I don't think you understand, right? I work up until like 5 p.m, yeah? And then I work again at like 8 p.m. So, is what it is, isn't it? Is what it is. One day, this bullshittery came to an end and he just quit. They'd also started just not turning up. The math didn't add up to us, but we just moved on and brought in a new resto druid who was a friend of someone. This entire time during the season 2, we had a Shami that I want to tell you about, called Simple Turtle. Simple Turtle was a good healer. I mean, he wasn't good, but he did press heals. And he wasn't terrible. He was a warm body that could press some buttons. The problem was Simple Turtle's personality. Simple Turtle was a complete bitch and endlessly complained at us. He wanted a different strategy than the one we had used to kill certain bosses multiple times. He would complain endlessly about healing cooldown assignments because his spirit link would sometimes be on cooldown for 20 seconds. Off cooldown. The problem is, why we didn't fix these things, as you're probably wondering. Our roster was stretched thin to the point that a message had gone out in the Discord. Essentially, our next raid day, it's do or die. Either we finish Sarkareth this raid, or we don't, and the guild would not continue on after this reset. We were all sad, of course, getting the news, although it was inevitable that the team was over. But we were looking forward to giving it our all in one last push. Preacher, you maybe know where this is going. Ooh, where is this going? I actually don't know. Either you fall completely on your face or you do the last pull magic and send it. The nice person, the pacifist running my brain wants to believe that it's going to be last pull magic. But I suspect it's a car crash. I fully suspect it's a car crash. Well, the raid day arrives. I joined Discord. It's raid time. And the officers are still in their own channel. All of a sudden, I get moved to the officer channel. There's some awkward hellos and greetings, and then I get asked the ultimate question. How do you feel about 3 healing this boss? Wasn't Sarkareth 4 minimum? Maybe in overgeared? I can't remember. I can't remember off the top of my head. Sarkareth was a horrific blur. Yeah, it doesn't sound right that it was 3 healed. That seems like something I would remember. Where did this come from, you might wonder? Well, while shooting the shit in guild chat, oh no, me and Sialku had been saying that it was maybe possible to do. From what we could tell, we had enough cooldowns and enough HPS, but it would be very, very tight. The officers then tell me that Simple Turtle was not going to be there for our final raid. He had quit earlier in the week after the announcement. Mike, I want to say this if Simple Turtle recognizes this situation and hears this show. Go and fuck yourself. Fuck that guy, Preach. That is the biggest dick move I have ever seen in WoW so far. We ask for one more raid night and then anybody can go where they want, and he fucking quits before we do it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it. A lot of team members do say they're quitting after the final boss is dead to not ruin the guild. So I see exactly where you're coming from. I've watched this happen. Well, despite a question, there was no question. We're 3 healing it. We get halfway through the night and our official raid break comes. Any pull could really be a kill. We're doing quite well. We come back from the break and start slamming. I remember getting really frustrated with one of our tanks who had fucked up on 2 close pulls. I wanted this cutting edge so badly. It wasn't my first, but it would be my most rewarding one if we got it, given what we were going through. I look at the clock, 20 minutes remain on raid time. We pull the boss, and everything fucking clicks. We get to phase 2, clean as a whistle. Sarkareth goes and absorbs all of the Void's power, and while we get down to reset stacks, we come up and lust and we start burning and burning. The pillars aren't great and things start going pear-shaped, but it's doable. The final set of dispels comes out and the boss is so low that we just fucking send it. And then it happens. Someone with the fucking dispel gets themselves killed and we're all knocked back. Half of the raid instantly evaporates into dust. As I watch my raid frames as a healer as all of them turn red, I also see that Sarkareth's HP is on 1.4%. Half the raid is dead, but fuck 'em. Fuck 'em. They're the corpses that we will stand on to gain victory. Wow. He's starting to sound like me. They're the corpses we will stand on to gain victory. The boss fucking falls over somehow in the most anime shit you have ever seen. With Simple Turtle, the shitty shaman, out of the picture and the final raid almost over. We bring it fucking home. I have never been happier than this. In the kill video at the end, you can hear multiple people screaming, fuck Simple Turtle. We all line up for the big screeny and we're so happy. Nothing in WoW will ever top this. I cannot believe you had your most momentous mythic kill on Sarkareth. I mean, Sarkareth was fine. It was just a weird raid tier overall. And this may sound nerdy, but I doubt many things in my life will ever top that feeling. We're all nerds here. I don't even know what my greatest boss kill was. It was probably fucking Blackhand, if I'm being honest. That Blackhand kill is fucking legend. It is legend. Our Blackhand mythic kill was so good. So, yeah, Black Hand was pretty good. I mean, maybe Ragnaros. Ragnaros, the Cataclysm one, that was up there. But I think, I think it was probably Black Hand. With our tank having vacuum cleaners going and just a few of us left alive, and it being the first pull of the night, it was pretty incredible. That was a pretty incredible boss kill. Very good. Either way, I doubt many things in my real life will ever top that feeling. Our rules were updated on the guild Discord one last time. The only new rule that was to be added for next season, fuck Simple Turtle. We took a break, as you could probably imagine, but did come back for the war within. But this time, we did not have as much success. Our guild was dead on arrival. I have no doubt it will be back again in the future. We still have a very active Discord, and we stay a group of friends to this day, as do Bald, Fat and Ugly. Everyone is fantastic, and I love them all. Some of them are like family to me. The fun thing is that I want to share with your audience. That hunter is still in our guild Discord and a member of the guild. To this day, he still complains every month or so that he was not there for the Sarkareth kill, despite being a raider at the time. At one point, he joined a guild movie night that we were having over Discord, requested a movie, and then deafened himself. No one talks to himself anymore. Simple Turtle is also still a member of our guild's Discord besides leaving, and is actually mad we got the kill to this day. He has left many unsavory messages in there, especially after seeing that the Discord's rules tell him to go fuck himself. Every time it comes up, we don't kick him. Instead, we thank him for not being there to ruin the kill for us that night. We appreciate his sacrifice. To end this little tale, my friends, I just want everybody listening to this, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, to thank you for your time and patience in listening, and to remind you all that at 2 minutes and 2, Siakle dies. Clap, 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 my friends. Clap, clap, clap. At 2 minutes and 2, Sialku has died. Unbelievable. That was a lovely story. That was great. What time is it? Oh, I haven't got time for one more. Unfortunately, I do have to go and be with my family because I've been away so much recently. So I do have to go and be daddy pants. Yeah, very good. Very, very good indeed. That was a lovely story. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have an epic week coming up for us. We will be seeing Mr. Soken. I'll be hosting an event. We will have Sands to kill on Monday. We've also got the new Warframe stuff coming on Monday, and we're going to be doing a co-op playthrough of Split Fiction with Nagura. That will be next Monday, so it's going to be an incredible week next week. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I'll be here tomorrow doing YouTube stuff and some other things. Thank you. Thank you all for a lovely welcome back. It has been great. I have missed you all. Disruptive raiding is the worst. I am going to say goodbye, and I will see you all as soon as I humanly can. Bye, everybody. Did the drama outro work? Let's see if Chris said it right. Checkers. Hey!